Hello, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, depending on what time you're watching this video. And I want to start off by wishing you the best. I want to start off by saying that you are working hard and you are trying your best and you want to be successful. And I always wish you the best. Today's video is starting a little bit late. So like last time's video, I made it inside my closet. So this video is going to be in the closet as well. So the reason why I make this video here is because my room has an orangish color, so it will turn my face into like orange or brownish, which I have a dark skin, so I don't like my skin to be changed around. And but the closet is pretty much has white ceiling, white walls, so these walls will reflect or absorb the light, so that makes me look a little bit better. I have shoes around me, so they are all brand new, so I don't wanna take them off because I don't have time. So anyways, so today, like last time when I recorded here, today just went. I woke up early in the morning at 9 o'clock. I woke up 8 o'clock, 8:30, but I woke up at 7:30, but I just went back to bed. I'm trying to train myself not to be like DC. When I was in California, I'm used to wake up early in the morning, like 4 a.m. or 3 a.m. or 5 a.m. so early in the morning. But here in DC, people just don't wake up until like 8 or 9. So I've been lazy like people from DC, so I'm trying to wake up early as I can be. But I woke up at 7:30 and went back to bed because I feel like I needed to sleep, and woke up at 8:30. So then I had to rush and jump into the shower, took shower, made some breakfast, had some coffee, and by the time I finished coffee it was 8:40, 8:50. So I had to catch the bus because the bus is just here at 9 or about 9:05, so about 9 o'clock. It's not too far, even nearby, so the bus passes nearby. It takes me about 3-4 minutes of walk to get to the bus. So that's why I didn't have time to record, and I don't like recording outside because I don't want to record people's houses. I don't want to record. This is a residential neighborhood, so it's not like an apartment. It's a residential neighborhood, so I have to ensure that people's houses are not recorded on camera, as that could bring a potential risk for safety and etc. So just me making up my assumptions. Anyway, today I just jumped on the bus, so I didn't have time to record, and I came back. By the time I got here, it was about 8 o'clock, so it was already dark. I could not record or make any video on the window, so I have to jump in here and make this video. Anyway, today's video is going to be about the economics of welfare. So as part of my graduate program, I have to read the research paper. So for the first time, I digged into one of the research paper which talks about the welfare system. The main topic was, if I remember correctly, it was unconditional cash giver or something like that. So like so there's two types of welfare system in America and everywhere in the world. The number one system, welfare system, is when you give money with conditions. So things like if you go to work, if you want to get a food stamp, if you want to get free money, you have to get a job. If you want to get a housing, if you have to get a job. So like you incentivize people to do something in return to get something. That is called conditional welfare or conditional cash giving, however they call it. I forgot the research paper's term. The other term, which is what the research paper was searching about, it was unconditional money cash giving. So unconditional is the opposite, of course, to condition, which is you are not obligated to provide anything. So An example would be stimulus check. So if you're giving out stimulus check, during COVID, they give us some stimulus check, so there was no condition on what, you didn't have to have a job, you didn't have to do something. You just apply and they sent you, right? So that was the study or the research. Unfortunately, there was no result, but there's some key points that I need to share. It is crucial because many Americans in this country, many people in this country, they rely on welfare, especially women, women who are single, women who are pregnant, and women who have young kids. They have to rely on welfare. The study was based on was about understanding children and how the welfare supports children. I don't remember the lady who did it. I think her name is Lisa, rather another. Lisa went to the University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill, or Chicago. And another researcher was from Stanford University, I believe. Yeah, Stanford, in public policy and economics. So when I read an entire research, 54 pages. That's how good I am when it comes to reading. So it was a whole day reading and did some highlighting, so I can remember some of the stuff that I read, and I think it's crucial to share here. Now, I wish I did this when I was undergrad, reading stuff and sharing on it on the internet. But when I read the research paper, right, I'm supposed to write like an essay to the professor explaining what I read and to give a review. This is a good thing, but if I graduate, these things are going to be gone, right? Like I have about 25 plus units I need to take, so I'm gonna forget about it. I'll never remember these things. But making a video is very crucial, especially if I have a job and I move on life. I'm gonna come back and say, okay, I commented on these things. So here are my comments on this research. Number one, there was no correlation between welfare and the performance of students in school. So giving kids' family some money, it did not yield the students performing better in mathematics, performing better in physics, performing better in this STEM major, which was the main goal, was to increase the participation of students. The statistics varies by age, so kids who are younger, like 2 years old, all the way to like, I don't know, 5 years old, 6 years old, they saw some improvement in terms of participation, so they are more likely to go to school. Kids who are from 16 and above, from 6 and above, there was no change. So in terms of participation, parents, of course, they report, people who received the money, they reported positive feedback. Some of them were able to pay bills, some are able to stay with their family, which is very crucial, especially in the United States. If a mom has to work and she's single, then that will be difficult for her to look after her children. So with the extra income, he was able to help. Now I want to clarify this. This was not a government funded research, so there was no money from the government straight to give to these people. It was a controlled group, so a group of researchers across the country, they picked a pool of people, like from Latino to black, almost all women, a few men, and they had some few criteria, and then they conducted a study. So they gave each participant some money, some $500, some 120, some $1,000, some $4,000. Some was monthly, some was bi-weekly, some were in a year, right? Some was given randomly, like $4,000 straight, and then they were tracking the behavior of consumption. What are things they bought, and how they think before and how they thought after they got the money. And they did not find, I mean, if you didn't go to school, like right now I'm just starting school, it's easy to think, okay, if they give me money I'm just gonna give a positive feedback, right? But this researchers, they're smart. They're able to see that despite giving these people more money, like the government gives these people $90 on food stamp, $90 on here and there, right? Some live in project housing, other stuff. But these researchers, they found that despite even giving them more money, there was no correlation. The whole research did not really yield any results. Things were things were fixed. Things were the same. They were just minor changes. Parents were more likely to be happy, but there was no change in behavior. So that means parents who are like abusive, they did not become less abusive. They also saw huge correlation between consumption of alcohol and many other uses items. But the women were more likely to purchase things that they need, like a diaper, pampers, and all those things. So that is today's research. That's what I read today, and it was fascinating. There was nothing exciting to me because I come from a financial background. I think this was supposed to be a research for people who are studying how do they call it, social service. But for me, I'm not studying social service. I'm studying economics. Yes, it's a DC, so it's going to be involved policy and how we influence policy, how we change things around. They also spoke about taxes, right? Child tax credit and family tax or tax return, the money that they give to families every year. This money is meant to make families go to work. So this is a controlled group, of course, and it's a conditional welfare. So you work, you get taxes. If you don't work, you don't get nothing. So people will be more incentivized. People will be more incentivized to go to work. They also found that when people are working and they are given these taxes every year, the participation on workforce goes up. In fact, it goes really dramatically up, which makes sense, right? People work and then they pay taxes, and at the end of the year, they are given the money back. So the correlation was positive. But other things where you give people free money, there was no correlation. And people who gave taxes, the participation in the students' performance went up, and also students were more likely to participate in the college, from college to bachelor's and above, whatever. They are more likely to finish high school. So again, this research has been around since 2020 all the way to 2025 right now, and it's still going on. So that was today's. I spent time reading research, reviewing, highlighting some stuff. And if I had a logistics like podcast or something like that, I would have made a wonderful story. And unfortunately, I don't have a GoPro, and I'm too lazy to make an actual good-looking video. But I think this is enough. If I ever have time, I will go back and review the research. I have a bunch of paperwork in my files, so I can go back and review. So that was it for today. That's what I did for today, and I was able to understand the economics of welfare, and it goes beyond watching a YouTube video. It goes beyond reading an article, a news article. So it gives you like a perspective, statistics and data and the study, the criteria they use, and it also makes you question how they conducted the study. It was fascinating on how they target mostly women, which I believe there are also men who might need some help. But it looks like the study was most strictly for women, which makes sense because the researchers were focused on seeing if the unconditioned welfare is most likely going to help children, developmental children. So yeah, pregnant women, when they give birth, if those women are given welfare money, are they more likely to help their children succeed? That was the main point. So that's why there was no men involved in this research. So that's all I got for today. Like always, stay safe, stay curious, and see you for next video. Bye bye.